What design thinking? I'm already doing thinking activity day in and day out. What more is needed, you may ask.
Right, what you do now is recalling the past and what needs to be done today or tomorrow. This is only a laundry list of planning and not thinking. When I say design thinking, you may immediately conjure up with the fashion designer, engineers, architects. Design thinking is not an exclusive property of designers.
For all great innovators in literature, art,
Music, science and engineering and businessman. Rich Dad has borrowed designers' processes to systematically extract and apply them in human-centered situations. It is highly simplified and democratized, so everyone can easily solve their day-to-day life problems in a creative and innovative way. Perhaps you are already doing it without knowing it. It's a secret tool to follow, even in our household chores as well. Rich Dad makes complex things simple. Let us dip into the video.
We rely on doing everyday processes, more or less unconsciously. Like when we get up in the morning, eat, walk, and read, and also when we perform at work and in our private lives. In particular, even experts and specialists like doctors, finance, rely on their solid, set thought patterns and look for cut and dried formulas. They have naturally developed patterns of thinking that are modeled on the repetitive activities and commonly accessed knowledge. They surround themselves with many templates and gadgets. For them, it's often difficult to start questioning their knowledge and challenging their assumptions. To avoid learning everything from scratch every time, we rely on building patterns of thinking. That's as mechanical rote thinking and not design thinking. If so, then, what is design thinking? One simple example is the saying that a tailor cuts the cloth twice, once in his mind and another on the cutting table. And he customizes the apparel. See another example of design thinking where we don't need to fight anymore with umbrellas.
We've all been there, rushing to get out of the rain and into our car, fighting with our umbrella to close, and we end up getting drenched in the process. Or rushing inside to get dry, but our umbrella drips all over the floor, making it slippery and unsafe. Introducing the Brony umbrella, an introverted umbrella with a unique automatic close design. The Brony umbrella makes getting out of the rain quick and easy with a touch of a button. Unlike traditional umbrellas, the Brony umbrella is inverted, keeping the water tucked inside and off of the floor. The umbrella comes in several different designs and features an easy manual open button, which can also be used as a manual close.
But today we are focusing on community-driven design, human-centered design, designing for humanity. Perhaps we will see the next one to understand better what is really a design thinking from Don Norman.
So, what is design as a way of thinking? Well, here's how I like to talk about it. And I call this human-centered design. We'll come back to describe that term later. But it has four important components. First of all, well, it's human-centered. So we always focus upon the people. And that's very important because it's the only discipline where the major focus is about making things that are appropriate for people. Second, we solve the right problem. You know, there are lots of really good problem solvers in the world, the economists, the political scientists, and especially the engineers. They're trained to solve problems. But engineers, they never stop and say, is this the right problem? They give you a solution, but you know, I have a rule when I do my consulting work, which is do not solve the problem that I am asked to solve. That's because usually we discuss a problem by the symptoms. And if you solve the symptoms, well, that's all very good, but the problem comes back. What you have to do is figure out, so what's the real cause? You have to look at what the fundamental issues are and address them, and those fundamental issues are much more difficult than solving the symptoms. Let's go back. What do? Third, we recognize that everything is a system. You can't solve one little piece because everything is interconnected. So you have to really look at the nature of the system. And finally, and this is extremely important, we don't rush to a solution. We know that when we're dealing with human beings and societies and different cultures and political forces and economic factors, that whatever we do is probably not going to be right. So what we do is we try a simple, small intervention. We see what the results are. Then we modify it, and we continually experiment, do an intervention, learn from it, change what we're doing, and slowly we'll get bigger and bigger, because each one allows us to do even more the next time, and we'll get better and better. So that's the secret, but it's a hard secret.
You observe that any design should be people-centered, people-beneficial, and for societal good. And empathizing with users' needs in the context they are in, you need to see the world through your client's eyes, to see what they see, to feel what they feel.
Do you know this feeling? You have a plane to catch. You arrive at the airport well in advance, but you still get stressed. Why is that? Design with empathy. Bad design versus good design. Let's look into an example of bad design we can learn from. One small screen. Yes, it's easy to get an overview of one screen. But look close. Now, let's empathize with our users, airport passengers, their overall need to reach their destination, their goal, catch their plane in time. Do they have lots of time when they have a plane to catch? Can they get a quick overview of their flight? Do they feel calm and relaxed while waiting for the information which is relevant to them? And by the way, do they all speak Italian? You guessed it, no. Designed an airport where it's difficult to achieve the goal to catch your plane on time, and it's a stressful experience. As a designer, you can empathize with your users' needs and the context they're in. Empathize to understand which goals they want to achieve. Help them achieve them in the best way by using the insights you've gained through empathy. That means that you can help your users, airport passengers, fulfill their need to travel to their desired destination, obtain their goal to catch their plane on time. They have a lot of steps to go through in order to catch their plane. Design the experience so each step is as quick and smooth as possible. So the designers did their job in Dubai International Airport. Despite being the world's busiest airport, the passenger experience here is miles better than in Galileo Galilei Airport. One big screen gives the passengers instant access to the information they need. Passengers can continue to check in right away. Airport in Amsterdam. The designers turned parts of the airport into a relaxing living room, with sofas and big pillow chairs. The designers help passengers obtain a calm and happy feeling by adding elements from nature. They give kids the opportunity to play. Adults can get a revitalizing massage. You can go outside to enjoy a bit of real nature. You can help create green energy while you walk out the door. Charge your mobile by your own human power while getting some exercise. Use empathy in your design process to see the world through other people's eyes, to see what they see, feel what they feel, and experience things as they do. This is not only about airport design. You can use these insights when you design.
You observed that any design should be people-centered, people-beneficial, and for societal good. And empathizing with users' needs and the context they are in, you need to see the world through their eyes, to see what they see, to feel what they feel. When you deal with your significant people in your life, this design thinking will solve issues smoothly. Because when your thinking is designed, your actions will be designed, not in the manipulative sense, as you are genuinely interested in them. The circumstances they undergo and the ordeal they go through. Some apprehend it may not work unless all else is constant and there are no life goblies. Very true. But there is no race if there is no competition. We cannot claim I can drive only when the road is completely empty. Some think nothing will work with the templates. Only improvisation alone will work. They are right. And that improvisation only is called design thinking. Rich Dad always comes with such life scores to take you to the next level. Thanks for watching.